Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper Cornish Let's Play series. Now, let us continue with our mechanist. So we've just arrived upon the Eye, and we are trying to make our life for ourselves after our escape. So, here we go. We've got one action point left. Where do we want to have a look at? Maybe the dock. Takes several cycles to reach the storage belt and return loading scrap from old wrecks. Okay, so let's give us scrap. Rotunda and dock 4. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but they do always return eventually. So that's another merchant. Rotunda. Explored Rotunda, so that would need to basically engage or intuition, neither of which we have a lot of, and both are risky. They're on a watch list if we fill that clock up. And Dock Watcher. Okay. Sabine's makeshift surgery? Let's try that. Sabine thinks you can secure some stabilizers, but it will take a little bit of time. Okay. Go to Bright Market, but it's going to be a 50-50 chance. I mean, like if we do it here, 50 neutral, 50 negative, and negative will basically mess us up pretty badly. Okay. The only thing we've got left here is the shipyard. Haul materials, assist a ship builder, still 2 of 50-50, it's not great. 50-50 splits is not great, and we're low on energy. Biscuit for the biscuit. Ooh, yeah, we lost a lot of energy doing that. Okay. So let's go back to the container and end the cycle. And now we're starving. This time you don't wake up, instead the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across the codeless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and extensions. As you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station, no, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Let's observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud which speaks with spokes and spires that jet out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently as if you were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in 2 directions at you. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into your own familiar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open and dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. Close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there. A station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. Okay, we're starving, so we actually need to eat something. Okay. We need to eat something. We need to eat it relatively fast. So we need to find something to eat. I'm probably going to have to use D6 on this. It's risky, but yeah, explore the market. Exchange. Ooh. Memphis, street food vendor, that would do nicely. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precision, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red fleck dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in a plastic tray. Stacks of chits rattle into his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing out payments. Let's approach. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, best drink, comparing notes on the bright market dives, where words cut through the heavy space of slang. Eventually it's your turn. You shuffle to the front. Effa speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First tray is free. Thank him. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you. You're a sleeper. No, I know you, you sleepers, Emphasis says. While he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath the cat with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye. He nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility in the sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and the dark, of the container, of the endless cycle spent within it now. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye exists, excites you and scares you, and you are unsure of where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tell him, you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hands. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glittering pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, take a bite of the rich, spicy, sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Okay. Dive. Renew side mission. We need access to a corporate pharmaceutical. No, that's not the right one. That is the right one. Okay. That's been updated. We've got some food in us, so we're not starving anymore. But we are fading. Our constitution is fading, and we need to get some work done. Okay. So we can try engineering. We got a +1 on this. 50 positive, 50 negative. Let's try. Ooh, another positive. Okay, that's good. So I haven't got a lot of energy. I might actually go back and get some more food to get our dice up, to be honest. What's the Ort exchange? So we can sell components, play the exchange, which is like a gambling system, I take it. Trust a trader. That's intuition, so that's not going to be great. We can actually grab some food. 15 food. Yeah, I might actually do that. We lost some money, but our energy goes all the way up. Plus, it fills up the fungal fan, which is good. We've only got 1 dice, and it's only a 1. So it's not like we can do a lot. Be a while before they turn up. We can try here, it's still risky. Yeah, we lose energy. Not great, but that's all we can do. Home to rest. Ouch. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflecting in a winter lake. It's crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the thread you see bright shapes, casses of shimmering light beneath your transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of the thread across the ring through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to peruse, but you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all of this flow, they're only solid and fixed points. You approach from a pyramid, a triangle, dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangent of threads, meeting points of exchange, but before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads are nodes, passengers, and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the box. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied to you. Let's go with the first. The first thread leads you away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are on a ship, and that ship is approaching even closer with each cycle. Second thread leads you, pulls you deeper into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Okay. So, the cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access data clouds of VI, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful, the network are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this vision on and off. Okay. So if you press this, we go into I mode, and we have all our key nodes going on, all the things with the station. Key node, we can use dice for it, but we don't have a lot. Okay, so first things first, we need to actually get something to eat. So let's eat. Okay, so we're back up to energy. Let's do that to get some extra money in our pockets, and then do some manual salvage as well. Ooh, there we go. Back in business. Some stuff is unlocked. Excellent. Back in business. Fantastic. The new story event. Okay. But I need some extra cash, or we can start looking into some other things. We can go to the Rotunda. It's risky. Steal dock plans. Ooh. Explore the Rotunda, maybe. Or do I want to go and work here? Actually, it's probably the better bet. Did we get anything? Okay. Nothing really worked out. Okay. Let's go here then. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast, dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures. Spilling from holes in a twisted shape, the cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focusing on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is, you say. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at the ship. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather some enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of the crew. What happened, you inquire. What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvage friends to give it to me on a credit. That's what happened. Credit? We may have done well, but we can't afford a down payment on this one. He pats you on the shoulder. Don't worry, we'll make it back once we chop this beauty up. You sigh, but Dragos doesn't seem to notice. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need you some help with this one. The drone starts to crawl over the hull, their lights illuminating flashes of the dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the Espin Arp, afraid to lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered, or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps you could learn something about this ship. You might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name to the ship emblazoned on its side, Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you in the back, glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can start. Make a start. A real beauty, repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Okay, so we've got one upgrade point. You completed your first dive. Each dive completed unlocks an upgraded point to spend on your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button. Okay, so here we go. Now we need 2 points to upgrade this, or we can save and go for this, or we can go into something at the beginning. I'd love to get the reroll. That would be really good. Chance to gain cryo and interface actions is nice. Sunbathe dice action allows you to recover energy at home, which actually is pretty good. Early on that will save us some money. We don't have to spend it on food if we don't want to. We just have to use dice. So that allows us to save cryo. This one isn't too bad, but the instant calm is a really good one to get. So we can save it to go for self-repair, which will use scrap to repair our condition. I think I'm going to probably go phosphorus skin to allow us to get energy up so we can save some money. It will take a dice, but if we can keep our energy high, it won't be a massive issue. So let's get photosensitive skin, and then we'll go back home and we will sleep. See, look, here we go. It is a safe endeavour to always use, and we are being hunted, so we need to do something about that. Man, our energy is getting tanked. 50 positive, 50 negative. Let's try. At least we've got our energy back, at least. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. You turn. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? You say. He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hang around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erlin? You pass through the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of this place, that's why it bears his name. Even age should organise some seminars, he laughs. Not really my department, though I'm with systems. Systems? Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around. And well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have little proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an offer. Just cross the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you have settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back. His voice brightened and the dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passageway, raising a hand in farewell. Okay, so we've got 2 5 dice. We've got a tracker going up, which means that our bounty hunter is looking for us. But now we can do this, which is Sabine is ready for us. The first thing you see as you enter the glinting of Tossero's... The first thing you see as you on entering is the glint of Tossero's implant, like a cat's eye. In the dark of the corridor, he nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entranceway is still dark, and you push through the seat into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again they trail off. We should treat them with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I don't care in the test case. We don't have much choice. If we don't get it, we're dead. Right, let's go on the test case. That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have a choice. They gesture to you to sit on the bed. The stabilizers work under a similar principle to the immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up the vial of would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes these passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of their own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away, at least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. They don't have a choice, you say. I think you're right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and watch as for any sign that might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with a little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white and it returns. Sabine appears encased in shrouds of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noise, like an argument made from underwater, prickling waves of cold. Then you sit back up. Sabine is sitting in the chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of the slate. Awake? Yes. The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yakatan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do something else. Vague gesture to the door. I have no patience, sorry. He nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for the next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to the glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you have been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. Manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatient by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow feeling aware that the station is spinning beneath you. So our condition goes up, so we'll get all our dice back. Right, how much is it going to be for a shot? 100 credits for a shot. Okay, so we need to save money, realistically speaking. Trader coming in. Cutting salvage. And forensic trawling. And then it has Dago's nerves. Dago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure if he's going to hold his nerve much longer. Okay. History or not, this ship salvage at Dago's as always says break it down, move it on. Okay. Well, first off, we need some money. So let's do that. So we got some extra money in the bank, and that's fine. Then we've got winter lights. Okay. But do we want to go straight to that? That actually might be worth it. Ooh, we got some random scrap and a little bit of money, but scrap is actually really good. Yeah, to survive, we need to buy a stabilizer, but we don't need to do that yet. And we got scrap. Filters, capacitor sensors, useful things. Okay. Let's end the cycle. Ooh, energy went down. Energy went down real badly. Okay. Let's try for a 50-50. And we got it back up a little bit. So I want to push it for the biscuit. Yeah, let's push it for the biscuit. There we go. So we get our cards back. Okay. So the freight captain is in. We can buy scrap. He'll have several turns. Unload cargo, which is dangerous for us. So if we want to do unload cargo, we need to do it straight up there. So let's buy some scrap. Which is good for us. Ooh, we got a SIP fragment, which SIP mine fragment is really good. And let's start the 100% action. We got energy back as well, which is really good. And some extra money in our pocket. Okay. Feng. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havanage building, leaning against the bay door to the side of the container. You approach. Easier to come this way. Security, all that. He gives you a look. You know? He stamps a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind you. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and the things you don't recognise that glow with bluish sunlight. There's a chorus of hums that blend into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on your service stack and gestures around you. You like it? It's a mess. It's incredible. What is all of this? Let's go. What is all of this? He taps a nearby service stack which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove. All dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You won't believe what this place runs on. He steps over the towering block, speckled with vents. Some of the systems are from the original station A1, the one Solheim built. We had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the eye and think they're seeing a constant, concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but as remaking it into something new, dredging it away from the corporate origins, he stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you amongst the flickering machines humming all around you. I know you can see the system, Sleeper. All of these systems and sections you can, can't you? I can see it, you say. It makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. He glances at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They are tracking me, you admit. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help you with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see, access protocols, lost to time of decay, secrets, a shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off the last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Heaven Edge, there is old growth, those whose roots track back into the bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'll think about it, you say. He looks away. Okay, you think about it. Feng passes you a rugged metal tube. A gift, he says. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into the old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks back up to the bay. So if you come across something while you're thinking, maybe bring it in. I have an acquisition budget, and I'm not afraid to use it. He slams the door button again. Think on it, Sleeper. I'll see you soon. He steps back. Okay. Disable your tracker. Feng says he's willing to disable your SNP tracker if he can get to the bottom of his mystery first. Okay, so what do we need to do to get to his mystery? Delivered data. Feng will pay you for the system, scooping the system. So we need to bring him basically those things. Okay. So he needs Solheim, which is here. So we only have one thing to unlock it. And start the action. We gain access. Okay. Solheim node, Solheim node. So we need to... Okay. Data access allows you to extract data from the network of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right action. If you have +1 or +2 modifier in the interface screen, it will give you more possible dice matches. You can use any dice to match the display. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Okay, so we can't get that one. Can't get that one, so we need a 4 or 1. Another 4. Three. Okay, so none of this we can do right now. So let's go here. I will do that to start the action here. Discover a hidden compartment with spare components and backup data storage which contain something of use. Okay, so we get some more scrap, which is nice. I will do this to get us a bit of extra money. Okay, we get some extra cryo. Because we have to keep an eye on our condition. So let's go home. We're running out of time. So let's end the cycle. Man, our energy just... Okay. do a 50-50 split. That's fine and good enough for me. The container's still there. We have a 4. That wanted a 1. Okay, but this needs a 4 to crack open. So that needs a 2. Actually, wait, that needs a 2 now, does it? Okay, we can do the 2. It's unlocked, and then we can extract the data from it. But something has stirred. Okay, that's not great. So what do we need to bring him secret-wise? We need to bring him some data. Okay. So start that. 15 credits, scope the system, and we lose the data. That's fine. Down here, we'll use the quick success on this because it's safe. Gets us some more scrap and some cryo, which is nice. Winter's Light, the wreckage of the cutter, this wrecked cutter. Okay. So we've got a couple of other things left we can do. That's a 3. That's a 4. I'll use a 4 here. Bypass and extract the data. But something has happened. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you, a thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste, the voice makes you shiver. Its source, somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Ascertaining. Processing. Stay still. Please hold. Hunter. The thread around you thickens until it's as a ring, a cylinder of a tunnel of light circling around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it's gone. As you fade, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you, on live legs. Though there's no ground here to pace on. Entity, identity, origin, series, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, Essen Arp. Unknown. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature, often off of and not of. Attempting interface. The figure speaks. More threads begin to spiral from its head, flickering snake-like veins like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. They're going to run. You kick off the glide away through the cloud, the threads surging after you like predatory tentacles. They follow, wrapping the space around you until you are held within a web. A tangle of tentacles closing in. Stop. The hunter halts its threads, its head's twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We are only seeking to correct irregularities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I am a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once the hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste, the one from the sealed dock. Hunter simmering with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. The hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not divert from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing spike of interference, leaping out like a tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station's light, shaking with fear. So we are now being hunted. Great, okay. Let's hand over the data to him. Okay, how long we got? Ooh, we're running out of time to get this under control. 97. We can use scrap for other things. We haven't degraded enough to lose our next dice either. I think what I will do is I will get another piece of scrap, because they are useful to have, and if we get the perk later on that allows us to repair it, or we can maybe find scrap that we can use for other things. Let's go to the shipyard quickly. Let's do a start action. And we got some more scrap as well, so that's not so bad. Okay. We're out of energy, so let's quickly rest. End the cycle. Man, we're not doing well on our energy. Let's try that. Okay, good. We get our energy back. So we got a pretty good dice roll. But I think this is a good place to basically leave it for now. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Citizen Sleeper, a Cornish Let's Play series. So far, we have some good threads, though we are now being hunted. We need to stable our tracker somehow, which hopefully we can do with Fang's help. And we also need to basically earn enough money to basically get our condition back up. So it's going to be one of those things. We'll have to see what happens. We're not in a great state, though. What dice do we need for the last pieces of the puzzle here? A 1. What I will quickly do then is I will grab this, extract the last piece of data before anything else. Hunter is now alerted again, which isn't great. And if we want to, we can go to Fang and turn it in, but we do that next episode. We have a good supply of things. We've got money, we have scrap items we can use to repair ourselves if needs be, if we want to go down that route and basically fix ourselves up. So it's not looking too bad. We also need to get some medical stuff, and if we want to, we need to open this lower gate and get further into the station. But here we have some more work we could do. Probably use these two on here, or we could like explore the rotunda. Steal from the dock. No, explore the rotunda we could do, but it's risky. But we'll see what happens. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Citizen Sleeper, and I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye, folks.